Welcome, everyone, to Off the Top. I'm Aaron Flick.
And I'm Byrd Mena.
And this is Off the Top from Wahl Professional and Sharpfade.
Yes, welcome. I hope you guys are watching us at your barbershop, salon, or even in your home.
Yeah, maybe listening in the car. Who knows? So, the reason we brought this thing together is we want to give some industry insights. We wanted to kind of peel back those layers from Wahl Clipper Corporation. You know, we've been around for 102 years old, so we've got a lot of history. We've got a lot of layers to talk about.
That's a lot.
And we kind of got a Robin Big thing going on here between me and Byrd. So hopefully it's a good mix, and hopefully you guys are entertained and learning some stuff here.
100%. You know, except Robin Big is a little different. It's like small and tall here. I'm small, and Aaron's tall.
A little bit.
But we have a lot in store for you guys today, and we're going to kick things off with some special news.
Yeah, well, Byrd, you've got a weird luggage here. What's in the box?
So I must say, we just got here. Before I even open the box, this is a segment that we're going to have every single podcast that we do. It's called What's in the Box? Or what's in what? Should it be the box or the luggage?
I think like what's in the box, that works.
What's in the box? Ding, ding, ding. What's in the box? So I'll show you guys the box. So, sorry. Every episode, I will be having something in this box.
I hope so. Yeah, we gotta have something new every single time. That's a lot of pressure on us.
That's a lot of pressure on everybody.
That's pushing on Wahl. Hey, Wahl, you better have something new for this box.
It could be Wahl or something from Sharpfade.
That's true.
All right, so we'll figure something out. But in a few minutes, we'll be opening this box, so just stay there and just listen out for what we have in store for you. But today we are in Orlando for Orlando premiere.
Yeah, Sunshine State. It's nice.
And word on the street is there's about 30,000 people coming to this show, Orlando premiere. It is my first time coming to the show, and I know that Aaron has already been at the convention center this morning.
Sure have. Moving boxes already this morning. I'm a little sweaty and grungy, but it's all about that grit. If you want to sell clippers, you gotta put the grind to it.
Right. So how is it? How is it this year? I know you've been to the shows a few times already.
Yeah, the energy was there when I was in the building. It felt good. You know, it felt different than even some of the other shows we've run to this year. Obviously, with COVID times, it's made things a little weirder.
Right.
But it's going to be a great show, and the Wahl booth looks good, so it's going to be fun.
What's happening at the Wahl booth this year?
We've got education, as always. We've got Nieves Alvarez and Kevin the Win. So How to Fade Hair, Yakuza Barber. Trevor Moots will be there, Taylor Fade, and then Christy Faulkner will be there as well. So we've got a full squad at the Wahl booth. We've got plenty of Wahl products, including a special one that might happen to be in your box here.
Hey, I don't know about that.
And then we are also hosting the cutting competitions, which you might have a little bit of info on that.
Hey, you know, all I know is I'll be your host at the official Wahl Professional Barber Battle at Premiere.
Yeah, so there are 2 cutting competitions on Sunday and one on Monday, so it's a pretty sweet opportunity for us.
Right.
We're looking forward to seeing what, the best of the best that are in this area, and it should be a good time.
It's cool because I heard that Monday is for students.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see what talent comes from these students, and it's always good to see students come out and step up there to a big stage and, give it their all.
Yeah, I love the barber battle vibe. I was an athlete in college, so I just love seeing, like, people compete. I love people, like, seeing just, like, that side of people, so it's fun. A lot of pressure on people.
Getting in the mode.
Sometimes it's a little cheesy and a little corny, but, like, I get it. Like, I love just that fire that people have. Like, we have educators on our team. So Barber Nas, that's going to be at the event. Like, he's been competing forever and ever, and that dude just loves to compete. Like, he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, but he loves it. So it's pretty fun to watch.
It's an adrenaline rush, probably.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Inside, he's like, oh, let's go. I've never competed, but you did mention that you were in sports. Was it basketball? I would guess basketball. What would you guys guess? Let me know below. I mean, how tall are you before you even tell the sport?
6'6".
6'6". Was it it was basketball.
No, you would think with my, like, strong muscles that I was a basketball player. Maybe in football, I would assume most people guess, but I was a volleyball player.
Volleyball player?
Yeah.
Aaron was a volleyball player. All right, so Aaron, you know, you are working behind the scenes most of the time, and I work in front of the scenes and a lot behind the scenes as well. But now we're getting to know you a little bit. You were a volleyball player, but what is your role at Wahl Professional?
Yeah, so I've been with Wahl for almost 9.5 years. I do all of the social media for Wahl. So when I first started at Wahl, I started their Instagram page. So
What?
I started it on day one.
Wait a second. You started the actual Instagram?
Yeah. So I think it was like the first or second week of July when I started. So July 2012 is when I started our Instagram page, and
Wow.
yeah, we've got quite a few followers now, which I'm taking no credit for it, but it's grown. It's definitely grown since then, which is pretty awesome. And obviously now we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Everywhere.
YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok. We're pretty much on everything that kind of exists out there. But yeah, so I've been doing social for forever at Wahl, and also do all of our digital marketing and email stuff and content creation, and working with some pretty sweet people like my friend Byrd Mena.
Hey, yeah, we do get to work a lot behind the scenes. So like for the people wondering, hey, like Byrd, what do you actually do for work? That's some of the stuff I get to do. I get to work with this fine gentleman behind the scenes on creating things like, you know, what was really cool for me and an honor was working on the Disney Soul project with you and the designers and the animators.
Yeah, for sure. That was, I mean, to be honest, that was kind of the highlight of my career, at least up to that point. I mean, how cool is it to work
crazy.
with Disney? Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize how fast that whole like project worked. They kind of approached us in June or July,
Right.
and then the movie launched in December. So we had to work
Quick.
super fast, and that's not necessarily how Wall Clipper works. Everything that Wall Clipper does is calculated and is kind of structured, and it's put on, it seems like a longer timeline. So when people are like, man, it takes Wall forever to get stuff out,
Right.
they're very meticulous. And you know, you
Which
have to
is
know we are in 165 plus countries. Like we have to make sure that we can kind of support all these markets and do things in a certain way. So for this project to take off in like 6 months was kind of incredible. But I mean, we got to talk with some pretty high ups at Disney, and
Yeah.
we got to do a really cool clipper that's branded with a really awesome movie that had a great message. It was a lot of fun.
The message behind the movie was beautiful. And for me, I was being able to even see an email that said Disney at Disney. You know, I was just like, oh my God, you know, and seeing things that had to be changed because of I was able to learn a lot, you know, being able to work with such a huge company like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely with like
right?
you, all of a sudden, like your I's have to be really dotted, and those T's better be crossed when you're working with Disney. But it is an eye-opening experience. But you're right, and we felt that same energy in the factory when it was like, yeah, this project's moving really fast, but when that name's on it, you're like, okay, yeah, I get it, makes sense.
Right.
I'll hop to it, and you know, it kind of helped lift morale a little bit in the factory, and in the best way possible, and people are pretty excited.
Well, I mean, I was excited, and it was pretty cool when we received, like, the people that were a part of it. A lot of us they sent us a box from Disney, straight from Disney, with a nice little message in it. So that was pretty cool. And obviously I have two little brothers that were super excited about it. And they're like, wow, that's cool. But speaking of clippers, I think it's time. I think the time has come. I can see this box is shaking, and I believe that it's the time to open the box.
Open that box.
All right, let's get this box going. So like we said earlier, every single episode, we're going to try to get something inside this box so that we can speak about and show you guys if it's a tool, if it's anything, literally, it could be literally anything. I'm going to show you what's in this box today. And in the box today, oh, what? I swear I didn't know it was here. Look what we have here, guys. The Cordless Legend, the Wahl Professional Cordless Legend that releases this year. It's starting to release now.
Yeah, we've done a couple of soft launches for the Cordless Legend. It looks beautiful out of your box.
Nice,
there.
right?
Yeah. So we did a soft launch in September at ABS Chicago. We've sent a few to a handful of, call them influencers or barbers and stylists that we trust,
Right.
including someone that's sitting in this room. And then we'll also have a few in stock at Premier Orlando this upcoming weekend. And then, yeah, by the end of October, early November, these will be hitting the shelves, and they're going to fly. And yeah, we actually have a sneak peek of one here as well.
Wow.
I think it's important to talk about, we're a manufacturing company, Wahl is, so it's probably important to talk about the specs because there's a lot of hard work put into it. And I know there's a lot of questions that are coming from people on it.
A lot. I mean, I need you to break this down to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Here, I'll pass it on to you because I know that you know every little thing. I mean, I would guess, right?
I would try. I didn't build it myself, so I
But you have seen people build it.
yeah, absolutely.
Before we even go to the specs, I was invited to the headquarters, the Wahl Professional headquarters, and it was beautiful to see. I got a little sneak peek of meeting and seeing some of the people that actually are building the tools here in the USA that us artists use around the world. So you are pretty close to the people, right?
I live in Sterling, Illinois, so I live in the town of the headquarters.
Right.
There's over 1,300 employees just in Wahl Clipper headquarters in Sterling. Wow. So that's in our factory and our offices there. And then I don't even know what the number is worldwide. It's probably over 5,000 that are employed worldwide.
Wow.
But the majority are in our headquarters in Sterling. We build our own products. We manufacture a lot of our own motors, blades, all that fun stuff. So it's kind of crazy. And we've been there 102 years just in Sterling, Illinois.
That's crazy.
And so I guess peeling back a few more layers before we talk about the Cordless Legend, we're on the 4th generation of the Wahl family that's kind of leading us. So it started with Leo Wahl in 1919, and now Brian Wahl's our CEO. And then, there's Lance and Mike and Kevin, and there's a ton of other members like Phil and Dan that are involved, and Josh. So the Wahl family is ingrained in the company, and
that's amazing.
It's pretty cool. And what an awesome family.
It might be a little surprise to get one of the Wahls here on our Off the Top podcast to hopefully next year give us a little insight on maybe some of the new tools.
Yeah, I think it would be great insight to have these guys on. And so, I can talk them up. I can say nice things about them, but at the end of the day, they sign my paycheck. But it'd be really nice for everyone that's listening and watching to actually see these people are awesome. The Wahl family is truly genuine and they're great people.
It is. I've been with Wahl for 2.5 years now or so. And just working with everybody feels like literally family. It's always great. It's always amazing vibes. And even when I was at the headquarters filming and meeting people, everybody just treats you so nice. So big shout out to everybody that's at the corporation, at the headquarters. Everybody is a part of a huge puzzle,
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back to this puzzle here. So the Cordless Legend, I'll give you some of the specs here. So one, it's cordless. So the Corded Legend obviously is a super popular tool. No more cord. We cut the cord on this one. The Corded Legend is super popular worldwide. Of course, let's cut the cord here. So it's lithium-ion battery, 100+ minute runtime. It will fit in that new cordless clipper charge stand, which is nice. It doesn't come with the charge stand, but it fits in it.
That was my next question, but a lot of people have been asking. It fits perfectly in that new one.
Fits perfectly. And anyone that's bought one over the last few months, just plop it in, it charges normal. What's awesome, though, on the Legend, it's got an improved rotary motor. So if you're used to the Magic Clip, it actually runs a little bit faster and it's a little more powerful. So it's 6,600 RPMs.
Okay.
For the Magic Clip's I think 5,900. So it's got a little more heat to it.
A little bit of in there. A little bit of
Yeah, we were talking
not like a Tesla.
We were talking F1 before this. It's definitely we're probably more on the Red Bull here than on the McLaren. So we're pushing it a little bit here on the Legends.
Vroom, vroom.
The other thing with the Legends, and this is honestly the most important part. So we have the metal metal lever and switch. That's sweet. It's a little, higher quality, but
Right.
what's super important is it's an extended blade slide, and it's on this deep tooth wedge blades.
Can you show it? Can you show? I think this camera right here.
Yeah, where's the magic?
Maybe that camera right there. Is
So
that good right there?
it's got a deep tooth wedge blade and this extended lever. So what this extended lever allows you to do is that you can basically open it up like a 1/4 inch more when you're cutting. So you can be more efficient. Especially if you're removing bulk, or if you're really just fading in general, like you're way more efficient. It's kind of less guard work that you
Right.
need to do with it. So it's the whole point of buying the clipper, to be honest, is kind of this blade. And
It's like it's probably like a 1.5 or 1, right? I can't remember.
It's up to like that half guard.
At 1
So
point.
it opens up to about what the half guard would be on there.
Is it?
So it's a little bit more efficient when you're working there.
All right.
And then the other thing is that with that deep tooth wedge blade, obviously the teeth are deeper. So
Yes.
again, that's how the whole lever works. But it also has this crunch blade technology, which
Right.
just sounds like a marketing word. But if you're cutting hair, that crunch blade technology, you can hear the hair being cut.
Right.
So when you stop hearing that crunch, guess what? You've already cut the hair you need to, and then you can just move on to the next section. So it's nice. It's a really sweet feature of it.
That always helps. Can I just take a look at this?
Absolutely.
All right. So this is a beautiful masterpiece right here. Everybody loves the Legend. It's finally cordless. But my question to Aaron, since I have Aaron here, he might know some insight, but I don't know if he will. Aaron, I've been getting a lot of messages from, obviously I speak Spanish. The Latin community wants to know, when will the Legend arrive? Do you have any?
I would say probably December. December, maybe January. So everything's been pushed back a few months, just logistics issues. It's nothing to do with the clipper itself, but just logistics have shifted things a bit.
Right.
But it's looking like end of year of 2021, if not, first month or two, first quarter of 2022. So it's coming.
We'll definitely let them know.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know people have been.
Can we hear this real quick?
Yeah,
Let's turn it on real quick.
It's got a nice purr to it.
That's nice. What's that sound like right there? That sounds like fire right there. I like it.
I mean, everyone that's had their hands on it, has been cutting with it, they've loved it so far. I think it's going to be a huge hit for us, not only in the U.S., but you kind of allude to it, I think globally. It's going to be massive.
Sure. I mean, it's one of the most popular clippers in the world. When I was cutting hair, I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to my story, barbers. And I used to cut hair in my basement, right? But not like the basements you see that the youngsters are having now, because those are like garages that are like all done up. They got ring lights. They got everything. They have actual floor. Mine was just like beat up concrete, like all rugged. I'll see if we could get some pictures of it. I have to find it. But if we do find some pictures, I'll put them here so you guys can see. And what I would do, which sounds crazy, but this is real, there was no cordless when I was cutting hair at that time at all. So I would grab an extension cord and take it out of the window because the basement was like separate in Connecticut, into the window and out around the yard into the into
just
the
to
basement.
cut hair.
Yeah, just to cut hair. A whole long those orange ones, right? Those Home Depot.
Yeah, of
vibes?
course.
Right. So all the way into there, and then the light. There was no light. It was like a little switch with one light bulb. So I would what was it that I would use? I think I would use, it wasn't even our phones that we would use. I would use like a little flashlight or something, but it was the struggle.
I'm
man.
picturing you with like miners hats that have like the flashlight on top, like the helmet, and then you just have like one flashlight.
Well, the floor was exactly like if I was like doing some like work in a cave or something. Because there was no like floor.
Unfinished basement.
Yeah, it was unfinished basement. It was all like, that, what is it that goes in the basement? The heater generator or something?
Yeah, your furnace down there.
The furnace. That's what it is. The furnace. That's where I was cutting. And it was all jacked up, squirrels, probably rats. I don't know.
But you're right. I mean, there's a lot of people in this community that that's how they started. I mean, because that's how they kind of got their passion. They figured out that they were actually pretty good at it.
what's crazy is that a lot of people started cutting their own hair as well.
Yeah.
So I want to know, for anyone that's watching this video, let us know how you started. You know, like, did you start by cutting your own hair? Did you start by just, you have a friend that was cutting your hair? What was it that brought you into the industry? For me, I have an older brother and an older sister that were in hair, and I was just like, man, I want to do what they're doing.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, most people probably aren't just like, oh, I'll just make a random decision to go to beauty school or barber school.
Right.
Like, I've never cut hair before. Like, that's just not, it's not natural, at least not for,
I mean, even Ali, our videographer here, he knows. He shaves his head. What do you shave your head with? Some wall clippers?
I have an ultra fast speed.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, I want wall. That Cordless Legend.
That's the wrong answer, Ali.
All right, let's try it again. Hey, Ali, Ali, what do you...
Wall at the house that I use.
You have some wall clippers?
Yeah.
We like this honesty and authenticity here.
Yeah. I mean, we could cut that. But
We'll blur out whatever he said he used, but that's okay. We'll make a converter out of him in no time.
for sure, 100%. So, my last question about the Wahl Legend, the Cordless Legend here, is what is the going price here in the USA for this clipper?
Yeah, so full retail price, good question, is going to be $149.
$149.
It's pretty inexpensive. I mean, especially when you talk about some of the new releases that have been out
Right.
in the industry. Like, it's a pretty affordable cordless clipper, and that's kind of what we've been striving for, is
For sure.
not to go too high end on some of the stuff, because we understand, like, it's, you know, we can't, there's a billion tools out there, and
Right.
if everyone's charging $200-$300, like, then you're just competing, and no one's going to be able to actually get the tool in your hand. So it's at a really solid price. So before our next segment, I want to talk about 1919. So for more than 100 years, Wahl Clipper Corporation has been the company continuously transforming the barbering and styling industry. Most professionals know us for our incredible clippers, but did you know our signature wet good line, 1919, is taking the industry by storm? Created by professionals for professionals, 1919 is a streamlined solution sold exclusively through a select distribution network. Better yet, all of our products, including beard balms, shampoos, conditioners, and lotions, are manufactured with all natural products, resulting in paraben-free, sulfate-free hair and beard products. Check out our full line of products at wahlpro.com/1919.
Well,
it's going to be big for us.
just get yours today if you're watching this. It's probably already on sale. Speaking of on sale, I know that Wahl Professional has just updated their new website, and I know Aaron has a little bit of insight on the new website.
Yeah, absolutely. So this has been work in progress for, God, it seems like forever.
Right.
I don't know if, well, you know this. You've launched many websites before.
Yes, 100%.
You think the website's going to launch like next week, and then it's like 6 months later, and
And it's
finally
still-
here you are. And I've lost hair and, like, you know, gone gray a little bit. But so the wahlpro.com, it's updated, brand new looking site.
Yes.
Obviously mobile friendly.
Ooh, of course.
It's e-commerce friendly. So shopping is a little bit easier there. It'll seem like a more normal storefront.
Right.
You know, think of like a Nike.com or Under Armour, like it's a normal shopping storefront there.
Right.
And there's some really cool features on it. I think my favorite thing that's on there is the product selector tool.
Product selector tool.
So basically what it allows you to do, you click on the product selector, and then first things first, do you want a clipper or a trimmer? And then you kind of just go through the gamut. And the reason we set this whole thing up, and it, you know, a lot of it stemmed from going to a trade show where we put all of our clippers up on a table, and someone comes up and goes, I have no idea what's going on here.
Right.
What is the difference? And, you know, our tools, for the most part, they all have distinct differences, whether it's motor power, whether it's blades, whether one's corded, one's cordless. So we're like, okay, let's make it easier for someone that's shopping. So you go through the selector, you want a new clipper. First things first, you want it corded or cordless.
So it's like walking you through what you want to, what's in your mind.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
So then someone's like, I want cordless. And then do you want for on scalp cutting, or do you want for off scalp cutting? So do you want it for a super tight fade, or are you probably cutting my hair where I'm not going like for a skin fade?
Right.
So if you want that on scalp, you want it super tight, and then it's just what kind of hair are you normally working with? Is it super thick and dense, or is it like fine to medium? Go all the way through, and then say the cordless senior pops up. So then you're like, sweet, this is a perfect one for me. Put it in your cart, good to go.
Look at that. It helps you choose what's the best tool for you. That's awesome. Guys, go check it out at wahlprofessional.com. Wahlpro.com?
Wahlpro.com.
Sorry, wahlpro.com.
And so there's a couple other benefits to the site as well. We have our Become an Ambassador program,
Ambassador.
which is, so we're wanting you
I
to...
want to be an ambassador.
Yeah, we want you to join our community. So
Yes.
by becoming a member of our ambassador program, you're going to get communications from us on when's the next Off the Top podcast coming out.
Ooh.
You're going to find out dates, events that we have going on. You're going to find out, different interviews from some of our artists.
Tools.
And then obviously when you have a new tool coming out, and I'm glad you brought that up. So the first thing that we did with the Cordless Legend is we actually did a full landing page, and we asked you to kind of get, if I want to get notified by this, so sign up for it. And anyone that's an ambassador is going to have first access to the Cordless Legend or any new tool that we launch. So you kind of have a 24-hour, 48-hour period where you'll get an email directly from Wahl, and you're the only ones that can buy it.
These are like the VIPs, guys. So, and this is everything is free to sign up to be an ambassador.
Not only is it free, when you sign up, you actually get a code for 15% off the site from your first purchase. So we're almost paying you to join us.
You guys got to go join, become an ambassador.
And that's right on the site. And yeah, I think for anyone that's looking to get a little bit more insight, if you want to know when the next podcast is coming out, I mean, it's really easy. All you have to do is submit your name and your email. So that's all it is to it. So you're not giving your life away. You're not signing up for anything as far as like a subscription, but it's pretty sweet.
Speaking about this, something clicked in my head. Maybe we can invite one lucky winner to be on our podcast.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That'd be a great idea.
We'll pick somebody from the list of the Wahl ambassadors and invite them here to our private studio to come and be on our podcast and share their story with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's definitely a goal of this podcast in general, is to really connect with the industry. So with barbers and stylists across the country, across the globe, and see, to hear their story, because that's what
everyone has a story.
Everyone has an amazing story to tell, and
like
we want to share it.
I was throwing the extension cord. That's just the beginning.
Yeah.
The extension cord out of the window.
That's where it all just started, is in your grungy basement, and look at you now. You're sitting next to me in a studio apartment
next to Aaron.
in Orlando. Yeah.
Never thought I'd be next to Aaron here.
Yeah, next to a rock star here. Yeah, absolutely.
So, guys, head over to wahlpro.com and you can sign up to be an ambassador. I would do it. I mean, it's completely free. You get 15% off, right? And then you get into the email blast of amazing things that are coming up for Wahl. So like the Disruptour, the events, the next podcast, and maybe we'll be checking in there to see if we pick somebody and we fly them out here to come and share their story.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty dope.
Right? So what do we have up next? I know you have a small little book there.
I've got my magic notebook.
Guys,
here.
I did want to show, while you look there, I did want to show you guys my slippers that I brought here today. I don't know can you see them there, Ollie boy? Here, how about if I just pull it up like this? So these are my slippers for today because it's important to be happy. It's very important to be happy. I feel like to be successful is to be happy. And today I'm happy because we're here at the first podcast of Off the Top.
Our first one, yeah. It feels like it's been forever till we got here. So
I know.
It's pretty sweet.
I know. So I did want to tell you a little bit about this project I have going on over on my side.
Yeah.
So over on my side, for those that don't know me, my name is Byrd Mena. I kind of introduced myself earlier, but I'm the founder of Sharpfade, and I have a project called the Sharpfade Freshman Class. And in this project, I look for barbers and hairdressers and hair cutters who have less than 25,000 followers and are interested in growing in their careers. So this year we did a shoot with Nieves Alvarez, How to Fade Hair, Zach Ramsey, Z Ramsey on Instagram, and last but not least, Joel Torres, who's Joel Torres Style on Instagram as well. So those three, and we had the one and only Lisa Fanukin there to help us from Wahl side. And it was an amazing shoot for this freshman class. The whole collection, I called it Project Sandbox, and we shot it in Dallas, Texas. We'll show you guys a little bit of the film there so you can see what it looks like. And what the artist had to do was replicate this sandbox project, so the look and the theme and the feel of this video that we created and the photos that we took in their own version. It's completely free. The only main rule is that you have less than 25,000 followers, and then they submit it. They use the hashtag. Right now we're on the second round, so we already picked the last 10 people who are moving forward, and now it's a desert storm. So it's very easy on this side. Now I just give them a word, and they have to create something that comes to their head. So desert storm was.
So how many people actually participated? Use the hashtag to participate in the competition.
Right. So, they sign up on sharpfade.com in order to get the watermark.
Yeah, gotcha.
So once they sign up on sharpfade.com, they get the watermark, and then that's how you participate. You put the watermark onto the photos that you want to submit and the videos you want to submit. But this year we had about 450 people.
That's crazy.
From all around the world. And at the finals right now, we have only 10 people left. We actually have 3 people that are from the country I was born in, which is Venezuela, which was wild for me. You know, this is the 4th year that I do it, and this is the first time that someone.
This seems rigged.
No, it's not.
Are their last names Mena? This seems rigged. That's awesome, though.
No, it's definitely not rigged. It's definitely not rigged.
To see it expand globally,
right?
Like into new countries is awesome.
Well, the good thing is I don't have no choice, or I don't have any say in the picking. So like the evaluators, which is Joel Torres, Nieves, and Ramsey, they pick, since they're the ones that were the artists of the project. So they pick the final 10. They pick these 10. And we'll put some of them there so you guys can see. But the people are just talented. We have people from Virginia, California, Boston. And then a few years ago, we had a person from Russia make it to the last. So it's been growing. It's been growing. We have, I think, about 20,000 hashtags now on Sharpfade Freshman.
That's dope. So the next round, you said Desert Storm. So on this one, they at least had a little bit of insight, like this is what Project Sandbox is. So this is the look that we're kind of going for. But Desert Storm, there's nothing. So nothing. You can kind of do your own thing.
Yeah, whatever comes to their head. You know, like if you were the artist and I would just tell you, hey, you have to create something around Desert Storm. You have your creative freedom. I want to see how people unleash their creativity. And see how they think, and see how much effort and time they put into a project that is away from the chair. Because we're always behind the chair as a barber or as a hairdresser, as a hair cutter. So this project allows these people to step away from the chair and put some time into their creative thoughts.
Yeah, be an artist.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I would do if I made it to Desert Storm.
Oh, snap.
I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old,
okay.
So we would probably go to a sandbox, and then that's about as far as I got.
Maybe it would have been better for the first round then.
Like the turtle, like the turtle sandbox. That's where we would shoot, and that'd be my inspiration. But no, I think it's unreal. I saw a lot of the submissions that came in. It's just unreal, the creativity that people have, and like you said, barbers and stylists are cutting hair every single day. So this is an opportunity for them to just show their creative side, their artistic side a little bit. So you're not kind of just boxed into your everyday work. So it's pretty phenomenal to see the work that people put out. And we should talk about how Wahl is somewhat involved in this whole process, because last year was the first year we kind of got involved with Sharpfade freshman class, and then this year we're rolling along into it. So the top five winners who get selected through this whole process all will then move on to our Select Barber team, which is our social media team. It's our social media influencers. So these guys or gals will be receiving different product or two every month. You get to be a part of kind of creating the social media content for us.
Right.
When we hit up different cities, say the Disruptour in Miami, if this, if these winners were in the Miami area or, pretty local, we take them to the show, and half the time they're on stage talking. Like, it becomes a whole new network, and you kind of become a part of that Wahl family. So not only is the added bonus of you win the Sharpfade, freshman class, like we kind of sprinkle in that little touch from Wahl too to help you kind of join our family.
Yes. And big shout out to Wahl for powering the Sharpfade freshman class. For me, it's a huge honor to be able to give that opportunity to these amazing artists. I mean, the main reason I started the freshman class was to shine some light on those artists that don't get enough light. So with this project, we get to find some hidden gems, some artists from, different places of the country or outside that are just amazing. And we're able to work with them.
Yeah, so last year we added four of the winners to our team. So we had Cam up in New York, who's
Cam's like 18.
He's at 18, just a beast,
savage.
So we added Cam, we added Eric Ruiz, who I believe is up in Seattle, and he's a monster with the Clippers.
Really good.
And then there's Dom. I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong. I think it's Cluckus. He's up in South Dakota, but he is absolutely killing it in South Dakota. We did a pop-up academy at his joint in South Dakota and sold out in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I want to go to his space. I seen it through the videos. His space looks amazing.
Yeah, and then the last one was Cole. Cole was up in Denver, and he's an up and coming, stud up in the Denver area. So,
right.
I mean, those four have been an awesome addition to our like little Wahl family and community. So I'm looking forward to seeing who else we can add to the fam.
Let's give a shout out to the fifth that won, but unfortunately he's not in the country, so he can't join the Wahl Select team here. But Alejandro, who is in Spain, an amazing artist that was the fifth winner of last year's freshman class. But much love to everybody. It's crazy how we get to see the growth that they have. Cam is like literally, he just turned 18, and the kid is
yeah, and he was up for, I think he was a top 25 finalist in the BTC One Shot Awards. Like, he's kind of the future of this industry, if he keeps his head on straight and keeps working with Wahl Clipper, of course. But yeah, it's fun to see kind of the future. Like you said, it's a lot of the people that are chosen are kind of just hidden in the shadows a bit, or just haven't had their opportunity to shine. And yeah, we're looking forward to see what's next. And, Alejandro, unfortunately, we couldn't necessarily put him in our program here.
Right.
But the other power of Wahl is we're in Spain. We're in, we sell products in 165 countries across the globe, and we have, subsidiaries in like 30 of them. So there's always an opportunity. We have a Wahl Latin America team. So if some of these Venezuelan artists are to win, like, we could hopefully connect them with our Wahl Latin America team and kind of continue that relationship, because of course we want to work with talented people, and we want to support as best as we can.
One word that you just said that's important to me is relationships, and I feel like not just this podcast, but I mean, even with this podcast, we'll be able to build relationships through, the people who are watching us, and they'll kind of get to know us a little bit. Kind of get to see the person behind the Wahl Professional social media, and be able to connect and build actual relationships with time. So that's important.
Yeah. Well, okay. Sweet segue to the next thing I want to talk about is relationships, and we have a really cool one that's kind of blossomed over the last year or so, and that's with Idle Hands Collective. So you can give a little more insight on the Idle Hands group, but we are working with them and the NHL over the next, I think, 2 months for the NHL Fan Fest in, I think, 8 different cities. So Wahl Professional is going to be there. We're going to have an artist that's cutting hair. They're going to be cutting at least 1 or 2 of the superstars' hair, while they're there, amongst other fans there.
That's cool.
We'll be giving out 1919 product to the fans, which is pretty sweet. And then The first one is going to be October 21st in Vegas, which I'm really jealous I'm not going there because I love Las Vegas and I like seeing the nights. And then the second one is October 28th in Seattle, which if you didn't know, Seattle has their hockey team back. They got the Kraken. So the Seattle Kraken just they don't seem like a hockey guy, but
Definitely don't know anything about hockey.
but the Kraken are in town in Seattle, so that's kind of a big deal, and it's going to be huge for that city. So October 28th will be in Seattle, and it should be a really awesome time. But I know you know a lot more about Idle Hand Collective and the future partnerships that we've kind of future opportunities we have with them, and the partnership we've created.
No, I mean, it's crazy. So Eric and Maddie, they're great friends of mine. They're the founders of Idle Hand Collective. And a few years ago, I was like, man, like it would be, when I first started with Wahl, I was like, man, it'd be awesome if there's a clipper company working with Idle Hand Collective to cut, all the people. Idle Hand Collective, for those that don't know, is a pop-up barbershop at concerts, NHL, MLB, all these important places where there's big celebrities. So luckily for all of us, Wahl Professional is now basically the official clipper at all these places.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's massive, guys. Like, I'm talking about Wahl clippers I'll be at EDC Las Vegas next week, a week or so. And I mean, that's the largest concert in the world, and Wahl Professional will be there, and our artists will be there cutting hair backstage in the artist lounge. I'll probably cut Marshmallow's hair because he doesn't have that much hair, so that's perfect for me.
So my question to you is, how are you going to stand out at an EDC concert when everyone is in bright colors? You're gonna have to swerve the opposite. You're gonna have to look like Aaron, where you're just like in like a straight black shirt and like jeans, and that's it. Because everyone, you got to zag while everyone else is zigging or whatever.
Right. That is a good question. That's a really good question. But I do have I have something in store. I can't really speak about it right now, but eventually I will speak about what I have in store. I will be going to EDC Vegas as a very important character. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, we'll check your Instagram for that. But I'm just thinking, I'm like every EDC, EDM, any of those concerts that I see, it's all bright colors and
right. Everybody stands out. I mean, I don't think everybody's just colors.
If
cool hair.
If everyone stands out, then no one stands out. That's I'm saying. If you
so
want
I
to
gotta
swerve,
stand in.
You got to look like me, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, that sounds like an awesome time, and we're excited to see where this relationship kind of takes us.
For sure.
With Idle Hand, because
those guys are amazing. Big shout out to them if these guys are watching. We really appreciate everything you do, and honestly, I know that it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be amazing for both brands to work together and be able to give haircuts and do these important events across the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, talking about our select team, so there's an opportunity when we hit up these cities. So if we have a concert in Rapid City, South Dakota, now we got a dude that's up in Rapid City, South Dakota that we can kind of connect with, and we know that that's kind of a part of our family. For sure. And of course our education team, our educators are all across the country, and they'd love to be a part of it. But there's another opportunity if you're kind of in that Wahl clique, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Like that's how we can kind of share the love too and present new opportunities in the industry.
100%. So guys, for anyone that is still watching, make sure that you guys head over to wahlpro.com, sign up as an ambassador, because if you're listening very closely, it seems like if you sign up as an ambassador is your first step in to being a part of this amazing community that Wahl Professional is putting together. And it's probably a way for you to come close and meet us as well, meet the family, meet the artists, meet the educators. The reason I'm saying this is not like an ad or anything, even though I sound like a radio show host. But the reason I'm telling them again to sign up is because I get a lot of DMs on Sharpfade, on Byrd Mena, and I'm sure you on Wahlpro. How can I become an educator?
Every single day.
Right. So I feel like one step in is definitely signing up and being a part of this community.
That's my first answer every time anyone sends a DM on Instagram, like, "Hey, I should be a member of your team. How can I start?" I'm like, well, first things first, you should join the program because we're going to give you insights. So when is the Sharpfade freshman class opening up? We're going to give you insights on that and tell you like, hey, this is how you can be a part of that select team. Or if there's the online barber battles that we've run over the last few years, like this is how you do it. And this is how we give you the information. So yeah, absolutely, it's a must sign up. And I have one last segue to you because we're talking about Eric and Idle Hand. So Eric, I believe,
Yes.
was the host of the Disruptour Boston, correct?
Yes, he was. And thanks again, Eric, because he has a few barbershops, Bostonian Barbershop, and he let us use one of his beautiful shops over in Boston, close to Boston. And it was a success. We had an amazing time. So thank you to Eric again for letting us use his space for our second stop on the Disruptour. Speaking of Disruptour,
I was gonna say I want to make that smooth segue
No.
into
speaking of Disruptour, we just finished a stop in Atlanta. It was very good. It went really well. I would have to say that every stop was very unique. The cities actually bring a lot to the stop, which even though we're inside, just the vibe itself of the city brings a unique feel and vibe to the whole event. As far as now, I would say that Nashville's space, like the venue itself, was so cool because it was like a speakeasy, right? Like it was like a hidden. So you had to go through a store, and then there was another door. And that's how you would get to the venue. So
you have to have like a password with like this sliding lock or whatever.
No, that would have been cool though. It was an All Saints store. So like for those people that are into fashion, it was an All Saints store. And I bought a tote bag there.
When in Rome, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just bought it.
So
It was a lot.
Disruptour, we got one stop left.
One stop left. So the last one we just did in Atlanta was a very good success. Every single Disruptour stop was amazing. But now we're heading over to Miami this November. It's going to be an amazing grand finale. This is it. Just a little insight to everybody. This seems to be the last Disruptour for some time. I don't think we're going to be bringing it back next year. Sorry to drop the bomb here on the podcast, but boom. We don't think we're going to bring it back. We're going to give it a little break, and we have some amazing things that we're working on. But this is why you have to make it to the grand finale. Miami, Disruptour. We have amazing guest artists. As an example, we have El Body Barber, who is a very well-recognized barber who has cut Bad Bunny's hair. He's Nicky Jam's personal barber. He cuts a lot of huge celebrities. I think he even cut LeBron James' hair. I don't know. This guy cuts everybody.
Who?
LeBron James.
Oh.
You don't like LeBron?
I do.
Oh,
I'm born and raised in Cleveland, the land.
Ooh, see, now we're really getting to know you now. So El Body Barber, who works with celebrities. So now when I was choosing these guests, I was trying to choose different types of verticals in our industry.
Yep.
So El Body Barber is a barber very successful with celebrities. And obviously his shop, his studio, but his main thing is like he's known for the celebrities. Then we invited Tico Invictus Tico, my great friend. He is a very well-educated educator. The reason I say it like that is because he's trained Vidal Sassoon, Tony and Guy, other, hairdressing. Plus, he's an amazing educator. He's just like sick with education. So I brought him. He's also an entrepreneur and businessman. And the last one, who was the last one? Oh, the last one is my good friend Bebe, Bebe. He's an upcoming artist. He's actually he's in the finale here at the Sharpfade freshman class for this year.
Sounds rigged.
Sounds rigged. No, it's not rigged. He signed up last year. He didn't make it last year. So that's how you can tell, not rigged.
Perfect.
So he's the last one that we invited as a guest artist. And they will be speaking. These guys will be speaking. And he's a colorist. Like he's doing all the, popular colors. Sure. He's doing all the colors. And, that's just another service that you can add as a barber or as a hairdresser. That's another service you could add to your day. into your business. So we have 3 different types of artists that are going to be guests. And then last but not least, we also have Miguel Rojas, who is our official guest from Wahl Professional, that does a lot of design work, portraits, and he actually fades with a cordless detailer with no guard, knowing that he can do a fade with a cordless detailer. Maybe I'll send a video up here and put it up there so you guys can see how he does that, but it's crazy.
Yeah, Miguel's just unbelievably talented. He's only about like an hour away from Wahl. He's the closest one to us. He's up in Moline, Illinois, which is home of John Deere.
Did you just call me Moline?
Moline, Illinois.
You talking about like lean like this? Hold on real quick.
Like lean back. But Miguel is a
That was
super
that
talented
awkward moment.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Hopefully that got caught really well on camera. For everyone listening, I'm sure you're like, okay, that was cool. 2-second pause. But if anyone's ever seen Miguel, he's a master of the portrait design.
Yes.
But that dude can cut hair like no one's business, and he's got a fun personality.
I
too.
got to tell you something. This is a secret here, exclusively off the top. He actually just wrote me. I was just flying yesterday, so I didn't write back to him yet. But he wrote me that he wants to put a portrait of me on my head.
A picture of you on your head?
Yeah, for Miami. He's like, can you be my model, and can I put this picture of you on your head?
Bird's always watching.
So I don't know if I should do that. That's kind of crazy, bro. But I might just do it. It's the end of the year. Might just hit it with a bang right there.
You
Who
seem
knows?
crazy enough to do it anyway.
I know. I'm going to do it. Don't tell nobody yet, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and then the rest of the squad's going to be there as well. Nieves and Kevin, and I'm sure Trevor and are Titan and Ramsey going to be there too?
Everybody's
whole
going to
squad.
be there. Trevor, Taylor Fade, Yakuza Barber, How to Fade Hair, Zach Ramsey.
Lisa, of course, will be
Lisa
there. Wait,
Finucane.
and we didn't even talk about the most important person who's going to be just sitting in the audience. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say the host of the show, but
No,
you're right.
everyone knows the host, but let's talk about the guy who will just be sitting behind the tables, taking
You know what?
pictures and selling hats. So before we go to our next segment, let me talk about Fade It Forward. So did you know that barbers and stylists across the country are helping the next generation take that first big step towards graduating from barbering school? And they're doing it with the help of Wahl professionals like you and the Fade It Forward program. If you're not familiar with Fade It Forward, it's a grassroots effort started by Wahl Professional in 2018 to help at-risk youth find their dream of becoming the next great artist. It's not like any other program in the industry, and it's already transcending traditional education by pairing tomorrow's barbers with the expertise of barbering mentors who've made it themselves. For fulfilling careers, Fade It Forward is improving lives across the country. We're already in 2 cities. We're adding another, Cleveland, by the end of this year, and we're looking to add 2 more in 2022. So how does it work? It's pretty easy. By purchasing any product from our 1919 signature line, Wahl will donate proceeds from every sale towards financial aid for mentorships and outreach of future artists. With your help, Wahl Professionals will put more barbers behind chairs than we ever thought possible and enhance the future of the industry. For more info or to purchase your favorite 1919 products, visit our website, wahlpro.com/fadeitforward.
Aaron is funny because he's that one guy that if he is sitting in the crowd, the person behind him is completely screwed because they're not going to be able to see nothing.
I promise I'll sit all the way in the back. I'm not going to sit in the very front.
He stands out at EDC without even like just standing up. That's how he stands out.
You know what? You should invite me, and then I'll put you on my shoulders.
Oh man, that'd be actually pretty cool, man. I'll be able to see the show. I mean, for once at least.
That seems like a great idea. But yeah, so Disruptour is coming up in Miami. It'll be November 7th and 8th. We only have like a handful of VIPs left. I think it's like 5 or less.
Yes, and the VIPs come with the exclusive Disruptour clipper it's not for sale anywhere. You can't find it on Wahlpro. You can't find it anywhere. This is just limited for the tour. And this is the last stop. And like I mentioned earlier, it is probably going to be the last Disruptour for now. And this is where you want to be.
Yeah, and it's a two-day event, especially if you get the VIP ticket. So second day is going to be hands-on training too. So they're going to be learning 2 cuts on mannequin heads. It's going to be, I mean, we talked about how many educators we have there. So you're going to get that one-on-one connection and learning too. So it's not just,
100%.
you know, there's day one where you get to learn quite a bit and kind of just look and learn and network with the industry. But then day two, you're kind of getting in the nitty gritty and actually getting that full on education. So you definitely get your money's worth there.
No, 100%. You get to do 2 haircuts. You get 2 pivot point mannequins, and you get your clippers to work on. I mean, a lot of people haven't been using the clipper because they want to save it, but it is really cool because usually we have all these different tables with the students, and each artist is assigned to a table, or they'll move around so that they can get a little bit of each artist and the techniques that they use so that they can accomplish an amazing haircut and style.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be a great way to end 2021. And yeah, it's going to be sick.
I mean, I think it's going to be amazing. Head over to disruptour.com. Speaking of ending things, I think we're coming to an end here. And before we end anything, I did want to put some glasses on, and I wanted to share some of my glasses with you as well, so you could try them on too.
Yeah, you're the glasses king. I'll help you pick what you should wear to your EDC event. While you do your modeling,
Yes.
I think it's important for everyone that's listening or that's watching here is to either leave comments below or shoot us a message. You know, what are some questions you want answered from Wahl, from Sharpfade, from Byrd and Aaron? You know, shoot us your questions, and we'll kind of try to keep that into every segment where we're answering questions from the industry, because really we're here to give information to you. So any questions you may have, again,
Down
leave
below.
it wherever.
Down below, we're actually going to shout you out on the next one. So, like, let's pretend Z Ramsey. Oh, Z Ramsey's comment was, how long does it take to do your hair, Byrd? Oh, well, it takes me about an hour or so when I have those spikes. You know, that was just an example.
That's a great example.
Was that a good one or no? That was kind of horrible. Here's the pair that I want you to use. The new pair there. Ooh, those look nice.
Ooh, are these prescription?
Nah. I actually, like, none of them are prescription. I actually can see pretty good. But
You got that 2021
I
vision?
got that 2021. I don't like saying 2020, man. That year was strange.
No, we forget that.
All right. So, is there anything else we need to touch base on?
No.
That's it?
We're ready for another off the top podcast. Hopefully you all like this. Hopefully, again, leave some comments below.
Yes.
Give us your feedback. What more do you want to hear from us? We're going to give you something new in your box for the next time.
100%. So we have the magical box right here, the little luggage that goes everywhere. We'll be bringing something new on the next episode. Other than that, it was amazing connecting with everybody that's behind these cameras or behind this video, watching at home, at the barbershop, salon, or anyone that's listening in. Obviously, it's been a huge pleasure having my great friend, Mr. Tall, Mr. Small, Aaron, and Byrd here on the Off the Top. Everything was off the top. Nothing was written down, except Aaron had a little book, but I'm not going to say nothing. Oh, yes, I already said
Well, I
it.
didn't really read it during the middle of it, so it works.
No, I'm kidding. All right, well, guys, this is it. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Ali behind the camera, and
We're out.
we're out. Much love.